Woohoo! I got it out of there. Welcome once again back, fans. And yes, it's time for another Brushroll rebuild, or as you'll find out, at least a disassembly, because this one can't be fully rebuilt yet. So a shout out to Mark. This was his former Brushroll that went in a Cirrus, I believe you said it was a CR79. So for some reason I thought it was maybe a 69, but yeah, I think you said it was a 79 instead. Anyway, this Brushroll does not appear to have a single teardown or rebuild video on YouTube, according to Mark, so we're going to at least try to take care of half of that. Now, if you look at some previous videos, you will see that, let's see, where is this little clutch mechanism? It's right, where'd that go? There's a nice little crack there somewhere. There you go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Nice little crack right there. And on this end, the threads are well gone. They were there and now they're not. So let's see if we can tear this puppy down and see what it needs, if it needs anything more than the two things I've already showed you. So here I see a little clip, and I think people across the pond actually call this like a circular clip. And I'm going to grab some super cheap picks and see if I can't remove that clip. That'd probably be the first thing that I'd want to do. So let's see. I'll just go and grab here, see if I can pull that out and watch it fly. All right, that's not really going anywhere. That is, well, here we go. Got it now. Yay! I didn't want to break this little cheap thing. And it didn't fly anywhere. That's good. So there's part number one. Now here's one end piece. I don't know, is that going to come off? There. Because we do have that one damaged spot over there. And you see we have a series of washers, a series of two, okay, and they fit right on top of bearing number one. So there's a bearing in there. So I'll lay this out, see where we are. So let's see, you know what, I'll lay it out in order. Ooh, how about that? So we have clip, washer, and then this guy right here. And as you can see, we have another washer right here in order. And that hides yet, if I get that off, another bearing. So I forget what they are. I'm always tempted to say they're 608s, but I've been surprised a lot lately, so maybe they are and maybe they aren't. So there, do this, that. So here's the order we have so far. And got another clip. So let's see. Is this going to work here? It's going to keep flipping around on me. Get my pick. Now, if you don't have a pick, in many cases, you can use a small flathead screwdriver. That'll probably pop it out. But you've got to make sure that it doesn't go flying because you're going to have to go find it again. All right. Okay, come on. Any day now. Whee! All right, good. Didn't fly real far. So in order, there it is there. All right, great. So, nice. Now this is going to be much easier to get this whole axle out. I hope it doesn't hang up anywhere. Yay! All right. So that really helps. Fantastic. Now, in some cases, you may want to separate this metal end piece from the axle. In some cases, you might not have to. So that's going to be just dependent on what you're up against. So you can see you've got a bearing here, and this one, you know, it's interesting that this one on this end is apparently metal shielded, but the one on this end is rubber, so it can be rebuilt, and the one here on both sides is also rubber, so it can be rebuilt. But this one here probably can't unless it's got rubber on the other side. Let me see, does this, there we go. So this is gonna slide out. All right, that's great. Let's see, is that really, how stuck is this? Let's see. Oh, it might have been pressed in. All right, I'm gonna just put that away for a minute. So we have this and this. All right, so let's see where we are so far. So in order, right, that's what we have. Now to get this out, this side, hopefully that will come out nicely. Oh, it is. That's great. That slides out. Fantastic. All right, so this is what we have. And yeah, that looks like that's going to be very interesting to get out of there. That's probably going to have to be punched out as well. I don't think that's going to come out very easily. Let me just check it real quick. Not really. Yeah. So let me get this in order. And as you can see, if I look down, you see if you can look down all the way through, you've got some other pieces in here. You got some other bits. You got a couple of screws and a plate. And this one you have one screw. Hopefully that's not a screw that's all by itself where it needs two. So you have just, yeah, you have just one screw in here, and then there's a plate. You know what? Let me come around here. So on one side, this is what you have. Two screws and a plate. On the other side, you have one screw and a plate. So if you wanted to take the brush strips out, I'm trying to push it, and that's not working that well. So let me get a pair of pliers so I can actually pull it. Okay, now that I got it started, I think I can just grab the end and pull these out. Hopefully it's easier than pushing it. It's going to be kind of entertaining. All right, it's starting to come out, but it requires a lot of effort. Okay, there we go. Anyway, now you got brush strips out, and it doesn't make any difference how you put these in. There's no particular orientation. So let me try to see if I can get one of these to move just by pulling it. You know what? I like the idea of pushing it to get it started, to give me something to grab. Okay, there we go. These are put in very, very, very well. They are stout. Okay, let's see if I can pull this other one out. Wow. Heave! You know, I'm also trying not to break things, right? All right, let me see if I can get a better bite. Let me see here. Is that going to work? Yeah, okay, good. There's another one. Half done. Let me push this one out. So you get the idea. Yeah, it seems to work well. Pushing them a little bit, get about maybe an inch, something you can really bite on. Yeah, and then you can manage to pull them completely out. Yeah, that's much better. All right. Okay, so now all four of them out, and I don't think there's a need to take anything else out. I don't see a need to take anything else out at the moment. I really don't. These are fantastic. Maybe I'll trade these out. Thanks, Mark, for some of the other more worn ones I have in my older machine. So like I mentioned in a previous video, I've got a green Riccar and a red Simplicity Symmetry, and also a Panasonic, and it uses this kind of brush strips. So I might see if I can actually use these somewhere else, because, man, these are in really nice shape, better shape than what I have. You should notice that on this axle, on the clutch end, you have a notch, a groove cut in here, right where my fingernail is. Then you have another groove right here. And let me show you what this looks like close up. There. You've got a groove there and a groove there, right? And, well, you had threads there, but, I mean, they're not there anymore. The last thing you would really want to do, although it wouldn't hurt it as much as you think, is you could take some pliers and grab it and then twist and remove that. The only thing is, wherever you grab it, it's going to make a mar. It's going to literally create burrs and all kinds of damage to this fairly smooth axle. So you don't want to do that. So what you would want to do is, let me see if I still have this hanging around somewhere. So anybody ever seen some of these little rubber grippies? So my wife uses this, so I'm not actually going to go and crank down on it right now. But if you have something here that is kind of grippy and you can, say, fold it into something where when you clamp down on whatever it is you're going to try to use to put force on this, you can wrap it around and then clamp down, so to speak, as hard as you can, and then it won't, scratch and mar this particular axle. Then you can crank this back and forth. Whatever you have to actually hold the axle that won't damage it. And then you could get this end off if you needed to, but I don't see a need right now to actually do anything with it. So I'm just going to leave it the way that it currently is. So there was a fine person in a previous video that actually said, hey, you might be able to get parts for this. In other words, not the entire brush roll, because that's not exactly cheap, but somehow if he's got a stash of some of these things and somebody wants to send me an axle with some decent threads on this end, then I can actually finish the rebuild, and that would be great. But in lieu of that, whenever that happens to arrive, I think what I'm going to do is see what it takes to get the bearings out right here. And remember, this particular plastic piece right here is cracked, and it's cracked all the way down. So you could try to repair it, but I'm going to kind of advise against it. But you could try, have fun with that. And now I got my magnifying glass. Let's figure out what's here. So I think all these bearings are all the same. Well, except for these two are rubber, right? They can be rebuilt. This one here is metal, and that one should be replaced if there's some kind of problem with it. So this guy is a 626Z. Okay, so that just means metal on both ends of the bearing. So that's a 626, and I imagine these are also 626s. Yes. Well, that's really hard to see. 626 RS, so the rubber shield, and this one should be the exact same thing. Yeah, so 626 RS. So all the bearings are the same, but these two are rubber shielded and this one is metal shielded. Let's take a closer examination of all three bearings. So I'm looking at this one here. Now what I'm going to do is just put my finger on the inner race, that little inner ring in there, and then just kind of spin it with my finger and see if anything goes click, 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 pop, pop, or if there's any excessive resistance, anything like that. And I'm not really feeling anything. So this is in really good shape. It might not be perfect. Let's see. I'm spinning it. I'm not feeling anything. Yeah, essentially almost nothing. So, I mean, you could put a new one in or rebuild it. I will do something a little bit later in the video to try to go and pop this out, see what it looks like on the inside. Let's take a look at the other one, the other 626, and I'll put my finger on it and I'll spin it. This one feels like it's practically brand new. I'm not feeling any resistance, no grinding, nothing's gritty, it's not popping or anything like that. So these two bearings right here that make up the clutch, they're in near perfect condition. So let's take a look at the other end that has the metal bearing in it. This isn't moving at all. It hurts so little. Yeah, no, it's not moving at all. This bearing right here is locked up. It is the definition of locked up. Yeah, so this needs to be replaced. And this bearing looks like it was some type of press fit. So we're going to have to unpress fit it. So yeah, this one isn't going anywhere. So that sucker is locked up tight as a drum. I think it might be easier to try to Dremel this thing out. Yeah, it's going to have to be completely destroyed, but it already is completely destroyed. The question is can I use something like this to try to zip it out and then, pry different chunks off as I go along to try to get this out of here because it has been pressed in. Or do you just say, well, again, buy a whole new brush roll? So, I don't know, let's give it a try, see what happens. Will that be enough? I got a nice little X in there. One way or another, this has to be dug out. I've started to make progress here. I got a screw stuck in that end, and it's managed to grab the twisted metal that we have in there now. And I've got this. So all I do is put this down like that. I'm going to put a block of wood under it. And then hit it with a hammer. And I've already started to see this bearing just begin to slide out of there. And a few whacks later, I got it to come out of there without any additional damage. That's the important part. Yay! All right, I'm going to end this video here. So you definitely have a teardown, and we managed to get this bearing cut up and removed without damaging its nifty little aluminum holder. These two will come out other ways. These are, rubber sealed guys, but this is pretty much this brush roll taken completely apart. And I can say that the manufacturer of it, whoever originally designed it, definitely did not make it very friendly. But I will say this, it's nice that they had at least replaceable brush strips. But in order to replace the brush strips, requires a little bit of finagling, I suppose. But to fiddle around with any of the bearings or the clutch mechanism is not fun. And I'm glad that I've only done this once with my old green Riccar back in the spring of 2018. I didn't actually record the video of the brush roll, but I did go and make a recording of the motor bearings. But I didn't do anything with this particular metal brush roll. So anyway, Mark, here's your teardown video, such as it is. Hope you enjoyed it. And now you, I think, have come to the same conclusion as me in saying that it's just simply easier to buy a whole new brush roll. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.